Hi, my name is Laura Burnett, and I'm from Houston, Texas, and I love Jesus, and I want to tell you why I love Jesus. Because if you would have seen me before, my past, I want to give you little snapshots of it. I'm not going to go into detail, but just give you snapshots. Sexually abused, alcohol, smoking, relationships, one thing after another all the time. And I grew up in a Christian home, and I wanted to follow the Lord. It was a sincere thing in my heart, but I didn't know how to get there with the Lord. And I would pray to him, and I believe that's the only reason why God has pulled me out, because I had a heart to follow him. And if you have a heart to follow the Lord, he's going to answer every prayer of your heart. So if you're dealing with something, just pray to him. What happened with me, I was dealing with all these things, drinking, partying, clubbing, doing everything that you can possibly think of. I was self-focused, and every time I tried to do stuff in my own strength, it failed. I tried to get my own apartment, failed, everything like that, always failing. But every time I called out to the Lord, the doors would open. And it started to make sense in my mind. Jesus is real, and I'm here to tell you, Jesus is so real. And anything, you can't go on your feelings at all. It has to be by faith. But when you step out in faith, he backs it up, because that's his name. He's not going to put his name to shame. If you call on him, he's going to answer you. And it's going to be for his glory. He's going to answer the prayers that truly are promises in his word. If it's not good for you, he's not going to answer you. And that's a good thing, because that's not his plan for your life. I used to get angry because God wouldn't answer the things I wanted. But now, and I was ashamed of my testimony, just the sexual abuse, just the things that had happened in my life. I was so ashamed. But that's how the enemy keeps you in bondage. By staying hidden, you just reflect on all those things, and you never get free. When I went to Mount Zion, the Lord started to free me in areas that I never knew. I didn't feel that regret anymore, and I realized that he loves me. Like, he had always had a plan for me, and he called me out of so many pits. Like, I wish I could spend hours just talking about the goodness of the Lord, how great he's been to me. Just so many times I almost drowned in my sin, and I just remember one night I was driving home, and I said, God, I will give up everything. I will give up my car, everything that you've given me, or that I thought I made on my own, to follow you. Within a couple weeks, relationship ended. My brother gave me a call. He went to Mount Zion, and he said, Laura, I don't know if I should tell you this, but God told me you're coming to Mount Zion. And I said, Matt, no, I'm not going to Mount Zion. I'm like, that place is weird, and the people there are weird, and I'm going to leave really weird. I'm not going there. But God had me in his scope, and I'm from Texas, so we use guns a lot. So I always have this picture of God, and he has me in his scope, and he won't let me go. He's chasing me down, and so his love would not let me go. He followed me all the way. I couldn't sleep at night. There was torment, and it was a good torment, though, because I knew if I went any other way, I would miss God's plan for my life, and I definitely didn't want to do that. I had this heaviness over me in my bed at night that, Laura, if you go the other way, you're going to miss the awesome plan I have for you, and I could feel him calling me. So my brother said, and it's going to look like you're not going to go to the school. That's what God told me. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I applied to the school. I got back with my boyfriend. I said, I'm not going to the school. I'm fine. I got a job. I'm paying for everything. I'm fine. But that peace was not there, and the torment became even more increasing. Just God's overwhelming love kept chasing me. And finally, I said, okay, God, I want to follow you. I really had a heart to follow God, so I followed the Lord. We broke up, and I went to Mount Zion. I can tell you my life has never been the same. I would do it over 100 times if I could, and I can tell you I'm not ashamed of my testimony, because now I see that it's to the glory of God. The things he's brought me out of, the things he's done, he's going to use for his glory. So just like Josh said, if you think you're not holy enough, if you think you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you can't stand 3 years giving up your things, it's no problem with God. He's going to give you the grace to do that. So just trust him. And if you feel him leading you, go with it, because it's going to radically change your life, and you're going to be transformed into someone you never thought you could be, because it's God's grace. And God bless you.